Welcome to the Indian Sun. I'm very excited to have with me today Ria Patel and Jagesh Panchal, the former actor, and Jagesh, a mental health advocate and founder of Shakti Mental Health, an initiative dedicated to breaking the stigma surrounding mental health within the South Asian and Australian communities. They have come together for the film The Rose Garden, which opens today. The film, in a gist, explores profound themes of mental health, loss, and well being. Let's talk to them. Welcome, guys. For starters, I know you're both Gujarati, but that's not why you've come together. you both you're both passionate about mental health. I'll probably start with Ria. I think your my introduction of you was a bit scant, so tell me a bit more about yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm an actor, dancer, and forced writer. So when I don't get the roles that I want, I usually just write myself a role. Um, I worked in LA and now I'm working in Australia. So I fly back and forth for work. Storytelling is really important to me because I really feel like it's what connects people, it's what comforts us, and it's something that challenges us. It evokes change within ourselves and hopefully the world as well.
Jagesh, tell us how the two of you got together and collaborated. Of course, I know Ria in the film, I'm guessing, is one of the sisters. Maybe you can sort of explain about the film as well and also about the collaboration.
Yeah, sure. So Ria reached out to us and Shakti Mental Health. Had like a actual fangirl moment because we've been following Ria via Shakti, and then she reached out to us. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. It was like, hey, I'm doing this film. It's got these mental health themes. We'd love to collaborate. So it was really cool, and I was really excited when Ria reached out about the opportunity to collab on the film such as The Rose Garden. So after watching it, you can see the definite mental health themes of grief and loss, and two South Asian sisters banding together. So Ria reached out to us via Shakti about the opportunity to collaborate on the film The Rose Garden, but she wanted to do a screening. So after watching it and seeing the mental health themes and the bond with the two South Asian sisters in it, it was really something that I felt Shakti could get involved in. So we've been talking with Ria about finding a space, finding somewhere in Melbourne, who else we could get involved, who would feel they could add something of value to the film and the screening. So with the mental health themes in play and the South Asian element of it, I thought it was something that Shakti could really get behind, and I'm really excited about the film screening tonight.
Yeah. So the film is opening today, right?
Yes. So it's only a one night.
A one night thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And who sort of funded the film, and did you get any funders, and who were the other collaborators?
Yeah, so I'm really excited and grateful. So Jagesh helped me to apply for a grant from City of Melbourne. So we were approved, and it's a grant that's meant to like bring communities together. And so when we pitched to City of Melbourne, it was about holding space for the community to have a place to talk about mental health, to connect with each other, especially for the South Asian community, since it's such a topic that's swept under the rug. So I'm really grateful that City of Melbourne is supporting us with this event tonight.
All right. Yeah. That's really wonderful. Welcome back, Jagesh. I hope I can hear you better because it was really, your voice was really muffled in the earlier part. Now, I was just asking Ria about the other collaborations and funding, which she has sort of explained. I wanted to ask you another question, Jagesh. Can you hear me? I'm going to ask you another question on the film. The fact that it delves into mental health and sisterhood. How do you think this film will contribute to the conversation around mental health, particularly within the South Asian community?
So I think, so can you just hear me first?
Yes, this is so clear.
Awesome. Okay, good. So I think the film revolves around those themes of mental health because you can see those themes of loss and grief, of losing a parent, and that bond that the two sisters share in the film. And I think in the wider context, in South Asian communities, a lot of the time we don't really discuss loss and grief in public life. So it's really related to, you know, the private life of family and those closest to you. So I think in that sense, this film will be doing like a very good job in getting that conversation of grief and loss and making connections with others around you. Because a lot of times we feel quite isolated or we don't open up and share. So I think this film will really help with opening up, sharing, and just letting others know what you're going through and what others can do to support.
We've lost him again. Anyway, Ria, Ria, tell us a bit about the film and how was it for you preparing for this? I am assuming emotionally demanding role.
Yeah, the film is about these two estranged sisters who reconnect with each other because they tragically lose their parents, and you know, deals with the themes of mental health and grief and sisterhood. So essentially, it's just two sisters coming back together and how they learn to show up for one another. Sorry, what was the second part? How I prepared for the role. This was a very collaborative process between the writer director and my co-actress. So my director is Nidhya Suresh, and my co-actress was Kankana Chakraborty. So we would always sit together, and every time Nidhya had a new draft, we would do a table read. We'd talk about it. So that was a really nice way to understand the character, understand the story. So we're always working together to build that emotional conflict and our characters. And in terms of just, I guess, me as an actor, I was just really lucky that Kankana is such a fabulous actor that I would go up on set and we have this huge argument scene where we're both just bawling our eyes out. But it was really easy because it was so easy to connect with her because she was so emotionally available for me. And like we were there to support each other as actors and as the characters. And that's such an important part of being an actor, because sometimes if you're not with a very helpful or supportive actor, then you have to draw all those emotions from yourself. But honestly, she just made my job easier. And the writing's just so beautiful that those words just do it for themselves. Like I didn't have to put that much effort. So honestly, it was such a collaborative and easy process, and all of us supporting one another made it a whole lot more easier as well.
And Jagesh, obviously the Rose Garden aligns very well with the work that Shakti does, isn't it? I want you I want you to talk a little more about Shakti and the inspiration behind, behind founding this initiative and the key goals you hope to achieve.
Yeah, so I think some of the key goals that we hope to achieve from this movie is just more conversations after people watch it. So either connecting with people who are at the film in the cinema, or when you go back home in your private life, connecting to those around you in a more deeper sense, in a more deeper way. Because it was bringing up before, a lot of those conversations don't really happen. And it's only when something happens too late that we think about our own mental health in the South Asian context. So a lot of the stuff I've been saying is we need to think of solutions that are more proactive in that mental health approach than reactive. Sorry, can you hear me there?
Yep. It was, yeah, you went a bit, again, funny, but it's okay now. Carry on.
Yeah, so we want conversations and approaches that are more proactive in that South Asian mental health space than reactive. So I would love for people to go away from watching this and start just having those conversations, thinking about who's close to you around you and how you can get those people involved in your well-being going forward.
I was also asking you about Shakti, the organization that you started, and what inspired you to start this initiative. I find it so interesting that that the target sector is the South Asian community, and I do understand. Yes, we do not talk a lot about mental health. It's stigmatizing. So tell me more about the reasons why you started this.
Yeah, so the reason we started Shakti Mental Health back in 2018 was so that South Asians could find a safe space to discuss well-being, discuss mental health. Because when I was going to university, there was a lot more multicultural and South Asian students and young people were talking about a lot of these like themes of well-being, not having a sense of who I could speak to. Because similarly, like growing up, we didn't have many in the Gujarati community who really spoke about well-being. So we really wanted to find a space where South Asians could start speaking about it. So that was really the catalyst for it, to create a safe space for South Asians to discuss mental health. Because at the end of the day, what I've said before is I don't want young South Asians going through what I went through growing up. So if they have proactive spaces, resources in place that'll support them before getting to that really dark part of their lives, I think it's just a better and safe initiative that Shakti can support them with.
I think I want you to repeat the question that I asked you earlier on the collaboration between you and Ria, because your voice is very muffled at the start. So could you sort of, repeat that?
Yeah, so Ria reached out to us. Well, I would say like the start of the year, Ria, or was it last year?
No, it was started this year. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, earlier start of this year, I would say about the opportunity to collaborate on the Rose Garden screening.
Yeah.
And I think because it's got those mental health themes of loss and the sisterhood in it, this is something that really Shakti could get behind. So it was really cool to have that exciting opportunity to collaborate with Ria, do a piece together. So we're really, really excited through Shakti to come together.
Fantastic. And Ria, do you want to add anything else? Was performing one of the sisters a cathartic experience for you? How was it like? Just summing up.
Absolutely. It was really cathartic. I think one of the reasons I'm an actor is in my day-to-day life, growing up, because mental health isn't something that we talk about, I was very suppressed. Anger was an emotion that we were not allowed to have in the household. It was bad. And that's why I became an actor. I was like, okay, well, this is a safe space, like through my characters, that I can actually get angry because I'm not allowed to as Ria. So, but yeah, it was really beautiful to let all those emotions out through this wonderful character, and it was definitely cathartic because I'm still learning to allow myself to be angry as Ria as well. So, yeah, it was a wonderful cathartic experience. I love that question. Thank you.
Yeah. No, fantastic. I mean, I think like projects like this are very important, especially, for the South Asian community, because we do not talk about mental health at all, isn't it? That's one. I mean, we live in a very hidebound society. So this is really good. And I think for you guys as second generation Australians, you can sort of have a better understanding, better perspective, and share things so as to tackle this huge problem. I hope the Rose Garden goes very well, and I would love to speak to you guys again on more projects. Yeah. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank
No
you.
worries.